Inflation has only infrequently been a problem in U.S. history or in large developed countries generally. In fact, our most recent bout in 21 and 22 has come 50 years after the next most recent bout. And it's never been the sort of high double-digit or triple-digit inflation that has plagued many less developed nations. And yes, when it does occur, it is painful to households and carries sharp political consequences. But it is not common in developed countries, and among economic calamities, including banking crises, stock market crashes, currency collapses, and more, inflation has impacted the world the least on a GDP-weighted basis. Since 1800, the United States has only had 8 notable bouts of inflation, defined for our purposes as 2 or more years of inflation above 5%, which, by the way, does not include 2021 through 2022, as 2021 fell just short at 4.7% for the year. But for the 8 instances that did make our list, 4 of these bouts were the all but inevitable consequence of major wars. These occurred from 1812 to 1814, with a peak of 15.8% annual inflation in the War of 1812, from 1862 to 1864, with a peak of 34.4% in the Civil War, from 1916 to 1920, with a peak of 17.9% in World War I, and from 1941 to 1948, with a peak of 14.4% in World War II. This war-related inflation happened because demand grew, yet supplies were decimated. Soldiers were fighting and could not work in farms and factories. Farms became battlefields without crops. Factories were repurposed or destroyed, and prices skyrocketed. Call it supply depletion inflation. This inflation ended abruptly as war spending abated, soldiers came back to factories, battlefields reverted back to farms, and factories were rebuilt.